Blessings, everyone. Today, I would like to share, this is an Angel Guide Oracle. And this is an absolutely beautiful deck by Kyle Gray. I love working with his angel cards. And this deck is just incredible because it brings through the beautiful energy of the angelic presence. But it gives an aspect of the angels that helps to give us a little nudge, a little guidance. So it's not just when we're centered in that space and we're asking for advice. It's also a little bit of a meditation that we can go into, or something we can contemplate through the day that gives us a focus. And so with that, first, I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be the medium of light. And I ask the angels to please step forward and help me bring a message for the highest good. Thank you. I'm so very grateful. Then I just simply shuffle the cards. I always do 3. And as I say in each video, the first one is embodiment of Source. The second is embodiment of spirit. And the third is embodiment of soul. And the reason why when I'm moving the cards, I do 3, it's a trinity. And when spirit has guided me to do this, and the way that I am presenting the videos and the readings, is always to have this alignment. Source, the source of all, the light, God, the universe, the many different names that we attach to this. And then spirit, the fullness of spirit, when we are our fullness. And then the soul, which is the story we tell here. It is the fragment, the small piece of the greater whole that we take here that's helping us on the journey. And then what I do is as always, I just move the cards around a little bit. And usually it'll jump out of the deck, or if it moves and spirit says, take that one, that's the one we're working with, I listen. And sometimes it takes a second to get pulled to it. I just wait until spirit is saying, that's it. And so they're saying, take this one that's risen up. Sacred plan. And as I connect, there's been a beautiful theme here today. It's always aligned. I'm learning so much myself, and the blessing and the honor of this is that I'm allowed in this space to share this with others. As I'm reading this, these are the things that Spirit is teaching myself and giving me the nudge that perhaps others may in some way find encouragement or inspiration in this. And so the theme that came through today, and I actually was just nudged a little bit to do the chakra bowl and the key of E for the solar plexus, the sacred plan, has been the theme of alignment. And as I spoke in the beginning about the Trinity, which is aligning source through spirit, expressing as soul in the space of love and light. There is this, we have to trust this sacred plan, this sacred alignment. And they're bringing my attention that she has her hands, this beautiful spiral, that our life journey is this spiral. It's this beautiful twisting. Sometimes we're going up, and sometimes we're slightly coming back in reverse. And that there's no application of good or bad, positive, negative. It's just experience. Sometimes when we're moving back down the spiral a little bit, we have to try to learn our lesson a different way. It just means that maybe we have to slow down a little bit. Maybe we have to be more creative in how we're learning it. Or maybe there's other aspects of a lesson or a bit of karma that we have to experience in a different way. So Spirit is is kind of coming through with a message that sometimes some of the spiritual messages that we hear online or in books, so on and so forth, has to do with us taking 10 steps back or going down the spiral in a negative way. And Spirit is really asking, the angels are asking us to try to see a different perspective on this, that there is not good and bad. It's just sometimes we have to go back in a space, not to not be present, but to expand further. Maybe there were certain aspects of a teaching or a lesson or an experience that we didn't get the fullness of. And we're actually being given another chance, another perspective, another option of the experience. And so when we are going down the spiral a little bit, don't think of it as 10 steps back or that we're out of alignment, because we could be in a full alignment, and that could also bring us to reinvent and come back to something, because we are in a strong space. We are perfectly aligned. We are taking care of our body, our physicality, feeding ourselves the best food, the wholeness of the food, being grateful for the experience of the nourishment, having our physical activities that nurture us, whether it's sitting in the garden with our feet in the grass, to going for a beautiful walk, swimming in the ocean, or getting on a treadmill if that's what inspires us to get moving. And then there's the aspect of the mind. And Spirit is saying that when we're in our wholeness, when we're in our physical wholeness and we're nurturing ourselves, that the mind will follow suit. The healthy space always starts from following the heart, because that's the truth. That's the knowing. That's the innate ability that we come into this experience connected fully to Source, and everything that's true and pure comes from that space. So when they say follow your gut or follow your heart, the gut is the intuition, and it should always check in with the heart. The heart is the place where all experience becomes wisdom. When it's processed through the heart space, there's a wholeness to it. And so when Spirit is talking right now about the spiral, they're saying, this is why sometimes when we're experiencing our sacred plan or our soul contracts, going through our karmic lessons, turning it into Dharma, we have to sometimes revisit certain experiences on a different part of the spiral to expand in that space. And this is, the Spirit is, the angels are saying this is happening quite a bit now, because many of us have attuned a little bit higher. We got our frequency up there. We're aligning our solar plexus. We got that inner light shining. And we're ready. We're ready to take a moment and say, I did this, I experienced that, but now I see clarity, I feel centered, and I think I can do this a different way. So, although we are very present, the presence is in who we are in this moment. And there's many experiences we've had, even if we just come through the other side of something in this sacred space, that we can go and see through a different perspective from our own experience. Maybe we had to go and move on from something a little bit and gather more wisdom so that we had the tools and the insight, the clarity and the understanding to go back to something and process it a different way. This whole beautiful experience of being here is about all of this. Every single experience becomes, if we allow it, that expanded consciousness. It's never negative, it's never dark, it's never evil or terrible. We may feel certain things emotionally when we're going through an experience. We may have emotional upheavals, or we may have certain reactions, whether we're feeling anxiety, we're experiencing fear, maybe we're having self-doubt, all of these things, emotional responses that we're having. It doesn't make something positive or negative. It just is. And something else Spirit has reiterated a few times, and I'm hearing them say it now, it pertains to this, is just because something makes sense to us does not make it truth. That's why we check in with the heart. The gut is the intuition. The gut is that sacred space, the solar plexus, where we have made decisions. We have the gut instinct. Does it propel us forward, fight or flight? But when we move into the heart space and we see if something resonates with us, we are tapping into our energy. We're tapping into our frequency. We're embodying the heart space. We're always coming from that space of love, self-love, love for all that is. And that's the truest part of all of this, is understanding that the gut works with the heart space. That is the sacred space. And in between that is the breath of life. It's all of the experiences that we've collected here that becomes the knowledge and the compassion, the empathy, the clarity, the fearlessness, and the trust. Always. And through that, once we're moving through that, and we're reinventing our experiences and processing it in a different way, the mind will then comprehend, because there's comfort in our beingness. The mind gets monkey mind, and all of that we start overthinking everything because we're reacting to the feelings that we have inside. But once we're centered, we're clearing out the solar plexus, we're in tune with our gut instincts, and we are moving from our heart. We're letting things resonate, whether it stays or it goes. That's where the decisions come from. Then the mind will follow suit. The mind comes up with the clever little analogies. The mind comes up with these different aspects of how to get things done. It's the tool that we use to sort through the different densities here and help us to navigate and express ourselves in the physical. And the mind is something, we don't have to get rid of the ego. We don't have to do things mindlessly. That's the word mindful, they're saying, means that we are in the fullness of mind. And the only way to truly experience that is through the heart. We reach the diamond mind through the center of the heart. That is the space where the mind is most creative, where it's most expanded, where it's most accepting and understanding and processing all of this. And so they're pulling their energy back. So with this oracle card today, they're saying the sacred space is this beautiful alignment that we come into as we work with our physicality and we navigate through our senses, our energy centers. We express ourselves beautifully through the mind space, and we follow the heart. I thank you for allowing me to bring this message today. I hope it finds you well, and that there's something igniting that beautiful grand central sun within today, that you feel open and wanting to express that with each other, because inspiration in this world is everything. Much love, everyone.